Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the 7 things that adoptive parents need to know about adoption reunion from a birth mother's perspective. But before we get started with that, let me introduce myself. My name is Kat Davald, and I'm a 47-year-old birth mom, and I'm in reunion with my 32-year-old daughter, and we have been in reunion for about 3.5 years now. I wanted to make this video because I thought it was important to include adoptive parents and make sure that they understood a couple of things from a birth mom perspective, especially my perspective, because I'm the one that makes these videos, but also incorporate things that I have heard from other birth moms in the groups that I'm in. I don't have every experience with my daughter's birth parents because they don't do some of these things, but I wanted to bring them to light because some other adoptive parents do. So it's not a reflection on my daughter's parents or my feelings towards them or anything, but I did want to bring them to light so that they're aware and can maybe feel more comfortable about adoption reunion and their child reaching out to their birth mom or dad. So the first one is, we aren't trying to take away your child or interfere with your family. Now this is a big one and probably the most important one. I have heard that a lot of adoptive parents have a lot of insecurities, and they think that we're going to come in and swoop in and take the child away. And like in my daughter's case, she's not even a child. When we met, she was 28, and now she's 32. So either way, she can make up her own mind of what she wants to do. I refer to her as a child because she was the child in the situation, and but not meaning that any of these people are under 18. It's just for speaking purposes. Anyways, so what we want adoptive parents to remember is that we're not going to take them away. We don't want to change your relationship with them, but we do want to build a relationship with them. We want to know our kids. We want to know how they've grown up, and we want to build a relationship with them. And the thing is that we do want a relationship with them, but we don't necessarily want it to involve you. Because when reunion takes place, children are generally grown to adults. There's no reason to have the adoptive parents in the relationship and have to go everything through them. So we want to be able to develop a relationship with our children outside of your family, but we don't want to take them away. And so now when I say adult, yes, I mean 18 and older is an adult. However, I would say 18 and early 20s, there could be some gentle guidance because, I mean, I remember when I was 18 and I thought I was big and bad, and I'm sure every 18-year-old did too. And for the most part, we aren't big and bad. So, there could be some gentle guidance and hand-holding and stuff like that. But for the most part, we do want to create a relationship outside of your family that is just us. Number 2, yes, they are our children too. Yes, you raised them. Yes, you're the legal provider. Yes, you've done everything for them since they were born, but they are our children too. When I first got into reunion with my daughter, early on, I asked her, and I referred to her as my daughter, but I asked her, I said, are you okay with me referring to you as my daughter? Because she's my daughter, and she's my child, but I might not be mom to her, but I'm her birth mother. So there's a difference. But yes, they are our children too. And just as parents can have more than one children and love more than one children, um, and as well as aunts, uncles, grandparents, and everything, the birth parents should be able to show their love and love them as well and call them their children, because they are. And by me calling my daughter, and my granddaughter for all intensive purposes, it doesn't make my daughter any less of her mom's daughter, if that makes sense. So she's my daughter, but her adoptive mother is also her mother, and it doesn't make her any less than her adoptive mother. I'm sure that makes sense. It just doesn't seem like it's coming out right. Number 3, we do worry about how you feel too. I read a lot in my birth mom groups about, birth moms caring how the adoptive mother is going to react, whether they fear negativity or if they feel that they'll be hurt. And I remember asking my daughter if her mom was okay, because I know that it could probably, I was scared that her mother would be insecure and be sad. Honestly, I felt like that, and I didn't want her to. I didn't want her to think that I was trying to take anybody away or step in anybody's shoes or anything like that. So we do worry about your feelings too. Trust me. Number 4, we respect you as mom and dad. Absolutely. You are the people that raise the children, and you are the ones that they refer to as mom and dad. So we respect you as mom and dad. Now, if you were horrible to our children, well then no, we're really not going to respect that. If we find out that our children were mistreated, then we are pretty angry, as I've heard in my groups and everything. But for the most part, if we know that our children were raised well and they were loved and given everything that we would have wanted them to have, then we respect you as mom and dad. But if you hurt our children, that's a different story. I digress. So let me just jump in here with a little bit of housekeeping. If you're enjoying this type of content, please hit the like button and subscribe as well. It really helps the YouTube algorithm know that this is important information, and it helps it to be pushed out to other people who might enjoy it and learn from it as well. So let me just jump into number 5 now. Please don't threaten the adoptee with ultimatums such as either us, the adoptive parents, or the birth parents. You choose one, us or them. You're not only hurting the birth parents when you do something like this, but you're also hurting the adoptees with your insecurities, because I can only imagine how they would feel having to choose. And I've heard of adoptees, going both ways, saying, okay, well, I love my adoptive parents and they raised me and they treated me well, so I'm going to push my birth mom aside. And then I've heard adoptees say, well, don't give me that ultimatum. You're being disrespectful to me. I want to know my birth parents, and they've pushed their adoptive parents aside. But I can only imagine the conflict that they would have to do that. Please don't do that. Let them love both of us. It's not hard to do. There's a saying that, if you can love more than one children, then adoptees can love more than one parent. And it happens all the time with people who get divorced and then they have stepmom and stepdad and all kinds of things. So please don't give them ultimatums like that. That's just, oh God, I hate hearing that type of stuff. So number 6. And this is going to come off a little harsh, but it has to be said, and I'm going to try to say it as nicely as possible. But reunion really isn't about you, so please take a back seat. It really isn't. Reunion is about the adoptee and the birth parent, whichever, or birth family. The whole entire family. you have had all the milestones and memories until this day. Please allow us to create some memories too. And when I say this, it doesn't mean to not be supportive. If you can be supportive and you can and you can provide, you know, uh, the things that your child needs, that is great. But if you have some jealousy and you feel insecure with the the birth parent coming into the child's life, then please curb yourself and allow the child to uh, you know traverse this in the best way that they can without having to choose. Number 7, reunion is hard. Reunion is so hard. It is harder for us than you. And us meaning birth parents and adoptees. Reunion is a roller coaster and reunion is forever. And the emotions that a birth, I'm going to speak from my position, that a birth mother has, it's an amazing onslaught of memories and grief that come up during reunion. And I can only imagine the demons that an adoptee might have in trying to balance relationships with you and with us, and trying to make us both happy while they're hopefully taking care of themselves and making themselves happy too, but ultimately making sure that nobody is getting hurt by their actions. And a lot of this is what I've heard from adoptees, so if you're an adoptee watching this, please don't kill me if I'm getting this wrong. Anyway, so we will have a lot of memories that and emotions that we probably bury deep down inside, and the adoptee will probably feel very conflicted too, because they don't want to hurt you. They love you, you raise them, you're their parents, but a lot of times they'll feel conflicted because they do want to develop a relationship with us as well. The best thing you can do is be supportive of your adoptee and do some educating of yourself so that you know how to support them. And one of the best books that I've read that allowed me to learn how to treat my daughter and set boundaries for myself so that I don't cross her boundaries is The Primal Wound. And I think every person should read that. I think everybody before they adopt should read that. I think everybody before they hit or spit in a tube for ancestry or anything like that, I think they should read The Primal Wound and learn what could possibly be going on in their adoptee's mind. Now, I'm not saying the whole book is spot on for every single adoptees, but it sure helped me identify stuff with my daughter and not cross bridges that wouldn't be able to be returned. Nope, that doesn't make sense. Anyways, reunion is a lifelong process and there's so much to unpack on both sides. Nothing about it is easy. So sometimes adoption reunion is really easy and the two families blend. And then sometimes they disperse. And then sometimes, you have the adopted family and then you have the birth family and they keep two separate lives. So, and there's, I can't say that there's no wrong way, because I would hate for an adoptee to lose their family just because of reunion. Anyways, so my daughter and I's relationship is pretty much separate from her family's. And I feel like that's how it really should be. Um, I'm 47 and she's 32, so there's no need to have her parents involved and have a watchful eye or something, because she's not a child or anything like that. Um, I've been invited over. I'm friendly with them. I buy them Christmas gifts every year, just a little small something. You know, I'm happy to go over. It's not awkward anymore. At least for me, it's not. I should hope that they don't feel awkward when I come over. Um, but I don't feel like every time that I see my daughter, I need to check in with them. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think that every time my daughter and I meet for lunch, it should be just me and her. I mean, we're both adults. And that's the way it is. I'm not saying that it's any different or anything. I think it's a good balance after almost 4 years in reunion, that we are like this. And I think that I've proved to not only my daughter, but her parents, that I'm not here to take her away or disrupt their family in any way. And so I think it's a mutual respect that they're like, cool with it. And they're nice people, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm sure by now, I would have probably heard something, but my daughter's still there. So I feel lucky that there's no intense drama in our reunion. And I'm really happy about that. It's been hard for me, but it hasn't been crazy or anything like that. So with that said, everybody, that's the video for today. I'm going to close it here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.